Rupert, born into a millionaire family, felt anything but fortunate. His father, Maxwell, had been unreasonably strict since his childhood, controlling every aspect of his life. Unnecessary spending and any kind of mischief, even innocent pranks, were met with swift punishment. Maxwell even kept a watchful eye on Alina, Rupert's mother, to ensure she indulged their son in no way. Despite their wealth, Rupert attended a regular school, blending seamlessly with his peers from ordinary backgrounds. Unbeknownst to him, he was actually Alina's son from her first marriage. Her union with Maxwell wasn't driven by money. Maxwell was still building his business empire back then. Despite his love for his wife, Maxwell couldn't accept Rupert as his own. He constantly berated himself for being harsh, promising change only to fall back into his old ways. He treated Rupert coldly, belittling his achievements and demanding more, leaving the young man yearning for his father's approval and love. However, all he received was criticism. Alina silently watched her son's futile efforts, accepting her husband's unyielding nature. Rupert, unaware of his true parentage, clung to the hope of one day earning his father's respect. The endless reproaches from his childhood remained a constant source of pain, overshadowing even his mother's unwavering love. Even at 25, after graduating from the prestigious High School of Economics, Maxwell doubted his son's abilities. Finally, after much persuasion, he offered Rupert a chance, managing one of their struggling subsidiaries for 3 months. Buoyed by the opportunity to prove himself, Rupert readily accepted, unaware of the dire situation he was stepping into. The branch was riddled with losses, high employee turnover, an overwhelmed HR department, and a growing workload falling on the shoulders of the remaining staff. Despite the daunting challenges, Rupert arrived at the office with a bright smile, a crisp suit, and a pile of files. Though apprehensive, his desire to prove himself outweighed his concerns. He began by engaging with the staff, analyzing individual performance to identify areas for improvement. He motivated some, demanded unwavering commitment from others, and treated others with empathy and kindness. His genuine efforts paid off, gradually earning the trust of the staff, even the skeptical veterans who initially doubted a young man's capabilities. Rupert's plans for the company's revival began to show progress. During this time, he found solace in the company of Grace, a friendly cleaner who knew everyone at the office. Her amiable personality drew everyone to her, and Rupert was no exception. He found comfort in her presence, and she became his confidant. He only knew that she had studied economics for 3 years before taking an academic leave of absence. One evening, as the office emptied, Rupert expressed his gratitude for her support and offered his help in return. "You always listen to me," Rupert said softly as the office staff went home, "and I don't know anything about you. If you need any help, please just tell me, and I'll try to help in any way I can. The situation is such that only a miracle can help." Grace sighed sadly. "My mother is sick at home. She needs surgery. So I had to go to work. The salary is much higher here than where I worked before, and the schedule is convenient. Dad died a few years ago. Then our problems started. My mother got sick, and I left education to take care of her. That's the story. I'm sorry you have to cope with everything alone. You're very strong," Rupert responded, feeling confused. He had no idea Grace had such problems and felt sad because she was so young and fragile. I do not retract my words and am ready to help, just as you were helping me, he continued. That's what I liked about you. You're not at all arrogant as everyone expected when we were told that the boss's son was going to head the branch. After such frank conversations, which could last for hours at the end of the workday, the couple felt a certain connection. They didn't become close friends overnight, but entering the building. Every morning, Rupert felt inexplicable joy when he saw Grace's smiling face. Despite her lack of a degree, Grace was well versed in economics and gave sensible advice. Seeing her fatigue, Rupert tried to relieve her of some of her obligations, but she categorically refused. Grace didn't want to take advantage of her boss's kindness. Burdened by her own troubles, caring for her ailing mother after her father's passing, she revealed her financial struggle, explaining why she had taken the cleaning job. Rupert, moved by her strength and resilience, reiterated his offer of help. Their shared vulnerability forged a deeper connection, though their relationship progressed slowly. Every morning, he found himself inexplicably drawn to her kind smile. Despite her lack of formal education, Grace possessed a deep understanding of economics and offered insightful advice. Recognizing her valuable contributions, Rupert attempted to lighten her workload, but she refused, unwilling to exploit their dynamic. Meanwhile, the subsidiaries' fortunes were steadily improving. Maxwell, observing his son's success, began to acknowledge his capabilities. However, his ingrained skepticism remained. Despite Rupert's long hours and dedication, Maxwell continued to challenge him. One day, Maxwell informed Rupert via video call of a potential high-profit partnership. He delivered the news with his usual cynicism, relishing Rupert's surprised expression. Mr. Johnson, the potential partner, was known for his short temper and meticulousness. Only the most seasoned and shrewd businessmen dared to approach him, unfazed by his father's attempt to belittle him. Rupert remained focused. He was no longer driven by the need for his father's approval. His focus was solely on the company's success. Mr. Johnson, a highly respected family man, preferred doing business with married partners, believing it reflected their commitment and character. This presented a challenge for Rupert, who realized that finding a suitable wife for the meeting was crucial. However, his thoughts constantly returned to Grace. Her warmth, intelligence, and supportive nature made her the perfect candidate. Hesitantly, he approached her with this unusual proposition. Initially baffled, she eventually agreed, recognizing the importance of the opportunity for Rupert. He sat Grace down after everyone had left, hesitantly explaining the upcoming meeting with Mr. Johnson and the crucial role a wife would play. Grace, initially surprised, listened intently as Rupert confided his anxieties about Maxwell's potential reaction. She understood the complexities of the situation, her own past hardships fostering a deep empathy for Rupert's struggles. "I wouldn't want to put you in an uncomfortable position," Rupert concluded, his voice laced with concern. "Perhaps it's best to find someone else." Grace, however, shook her head, a determined glint in her eyes. "This opportunity could be a turning point for you, Rupert. And frankly, I'm tired of being underestimated. Let's show them what we're both capable of." They spent the following days practicing and strategizing to navigate the business dinner effectively. They even role-played the dinner conversation, with Grace gracefully navigating social etiquette while subtly highlighting Rupert's strengths. On the day of the meeting, Grace, dressed in a stunning white pantsuit, turned heads as they entered the restaurant. Rupert, initially nervous, found his composure as Grace skillfully engaged in conversation with Mr. Johnson's wife. Grace, ever the diplomat, steered the conversation away from business initially, discussing local news and subtly steering the spotlight onto Rupert. Mr. Johnson, initially skeptical, warmed up to Grace's genuine charm and intelligent insights. She subtly highlighted Rupert's leadership qualities while downplaying her own role as a mere reliable assistant, a descriptor that elicited a playful yet loving nudge from Rupert. As the dinner progressed, Grace expertly navigated sensitive topics, deflecting awkwardness, and keeping the conversation flowing smoothly. Her quick wit and insightful comments even earned her a compliment from Mr. Johnson, who remarked on the charming wife of his potential partner. The business discussion commenced after the main course. Grace, with her understanding of economics gleaned from her university studies, actively participated in the conversation, offering insightful suggestions and subtly prompting Rupert to elaborate on his ideas. Mr. Johnson, impressed by the genuine partnership and clear communication between Rupert and Grace, found himself warming up to the proposition. He appreciated their youthful energy and their dedication to the company's success. After a fruitful discussion, the agreements were signed. Mr. Johnson, his eyes crinkling with a genuine smile, leaned towards the couple and confessed, "You know, you two remind me of myself and my wife when we were starting out, young, full of energy, and hungry for success. It's refreshing to see that spirit burning bright in the next generation." His wife, a woman with a warm smile and a kind gaze, echoed his sentiment, adding, "We truly believe in you both and have high hopes for your future partnership and beyond. Remember, success isn't just about numbers. It's also about building strong relationships and creating a positive impact." News of the successful partnership reached Maxwell like a thunderclap. He couldn't contain his curiosity and stormed into Rupert's office the following morning. Rupert, no longer hiding his triumphant smile, proudly introduced Grace as his guardian angel who played a pivotal role in securing the deal. "I couldn't have done it without her, Dad," he continued. "She's not just a cleaner. She's incredibly intelligent and insightful." Maxwell, infuriated by the revelation of an uneducated cleaner involved in such a high-stakes deal, erupted in a torrent of insults and accusations. However, for the first time in his life, Rupert stood his ground. "Enough, Dad," he exclaimed, his voice firm and unwavering. "I've endured your negativity for far too long. Mom revealed the truth last night. I may not be your biological son, but I still love and respect you for raising me. I forgive you for the past, but I won't tolerate disrespecting Grace." With newfound confidence and clarity, Rupert took Grace's hand and continued, "She is the woman I love, and I intend to marry her. No one, not even you, will stop me from protecting her." The fiery intensity in Rupert's eyes resonated with Maxwell, sparking a sense of regret and shame. He finally saw the consequences of his harsh parenting. Choking back a sob, he offered a sincere apology for all the pain he had caused. Rupert, touched by his father's genuine remorse, embraced him, whispering, "I forgive you, Dad." He then extended the olive branch, requesting his acceptance of Grace. Maxwell, overcome with emotion, readily accepted her. Grace's mother, thanks to Rupert's financial support, received the best medical care and recovered quickly, allowing her to witness her daughter's happiness at their wedding. After the wedding, Grace resumed her studies, excelling in economics, while Rupert continued leading the company to new heights, silencing any remaining doubts about his abilities. Their journey, despite its initial challenges, became a testament to the power of love, resilience, and believing in oneself, even when faced with the disapproval of father. And as they looked towards the future, they knew that their unconventional beginnings had paved a way for a success story that was truly their own.